Okay, Knicks fans, what did we learn today?
Tell me, from outside sports seems to look crazy to get in 50-degree water, a cold tub, ice bath. Can you talk me through it? Why athletes do that?
Getting into a cold tub?
Yeah. Ice baths seem to be crazy from outside of the sport. How'd you get into it? Do you believe in it? What does it feel like?
Ice bath.
Like a cold tub?
I swear there was more to media day than just ice baths.
You do it?
I do it.
How do you feel?
I feel cold.
What's good, CK Group? Your boy CK2K, and welcome back to another video. And it is the video that we've all been waiting for, meaning it is the first video to officially start off this season. It is Media Day, which leads into today being the first day of training camp. Knicks basketball is back, baby. Officially, we're about to play some basketball. I'm excited. First preseason game is it's next Monday against the Wizards. Didn't have to check the count. Yeah, I checked the count. Y'all saw me check the calendar. Okay, I had to check the calendar. I didn't know exactly when it was. Yesterday was media day, and it was interesting. I mean, we got a little bit more information because we went a whole summer after signing all of these guys that we brought onto the team after striking out on the big names that we were expecting to bring on. So we brought in Julius Randle, we brought in Bobby Portis, we brought in Taj Gibson, brought in Reggie Bullock, brought in Wayne Ellington, brought in Alfred Payton, brought in Mook. We brought in all these dudes, and then we just went silent. I mean, we were seeing stuff on social media and things like that, but that has nothing to do with the Knicks organization itself. That just so happens that these guys are sharing their own stuff on social media. So basically, the team just went quiet, and we didn't even address the elephant in the room of us striking out and letting those two other knuckleheads go to Brooklyn, or the whole Kawhi Leonard rumors, going to the fact that we're just not even giving him an interview. All those kind of things we kind of just pushed under the rug and just hope that nobody would see. Well, people saw, and it was dope to have media day come, and then we finally got some answers, and the answers we got were very annoying. But before we get into the bulk and my review and my thoughts on media day, make sure you have already hit that subscribe button. It's right down there. Hit the bell, get all the notifications when new videos or streams are coming up on this channel. You gotta do that, and then you be part of the crew, and it's lit. Y'all know what it is. So let's get into media day. So like I just previously set the table for, there was a lot of things that we wanted to hear people of Knicks brass talk about, and we finally got some answers.
There's certain parts of it you can't control, and we had a plan in place. We had a roster that we thought we could end up with, and the guys that you're going to meet later on today, those are guys that were part of what we had planned on doing. So it played out in a way that we were prepared for it to go.
Look, I'm happy with what's going on with us in the front office, but sometimes Steve Mills too hard for me, and it just gets under my skin. But anyways, off of Steve Mills, y'all know my boy started talking. Mr. Lando Scott Perry. I try to make it tie together, Lando Calrissian with Scott Perry. I didn't know how to do them. Whatever. Scott Perry got on the mic and he said this.
We are looking to get better every single day, starting tomorrow. This is how we're going to compete on a daily basis. We expect to be in, every night we go out to play, we're playing to win.
And I loved it. The energy from everybody in the whole front office conversation was the same. They were pretty much going in there. They pretty much had their body armor on, ready to just take on any questions about anything that had to do with the free agency and what they missed out on, or what's going to happen in the long term, what's the plan, blah 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 blah. And you know what? They really didn't specifically answer the questions, which I wasn't expecting them to. I mean, Fizdale was getting bombarded with the questions that everybody wants to know. What the hell are you going to do about rotation? And Fizdale answered it the best that Fizdale can, so I'm not upset at him.
We are at least 2 to 3 deep at every position, and that only helps you when you get into the gym and those guys start to go after each other. They're going to push each other to get better every single day.
And that was pretty much that on repeat when it came to David Fizdale, Scott Perry, and Steve Mills in their little press conference thing. They were trying to do a lot of cleanup work. I am happy with the roster we have right now. It's not what we were expecting, but it is not a bad roster to come out with the young guys that we got in the draft and all that kind of stuff. So that was that. And then the players came in, and it all started with the guy I wanted to see in a jersey first, Julius Randle. Julius Randle was the first one to go to I want to say podium, but it wasn't really a podium. It was like a closet in the in the practice facility, because normally in past press conferences for media day, it's a nice big area. You know, they had the desk, the lighting was better. This time, lighting was yellow, and they looked like they were all coming into this closet. And there was one dude outside the door saying, "What's the password?" And Kevin Knox would be like, "String beans." He'd be like, "All right, you can enter. Ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Knox is here," kind of thing. So it was a weird operation, but whatever. We got to see Julius Randle in the jersey first, and it was great. And probably the biggest thing that stood out for me with Julius Randle was, you know, whether it is true or false, it was something that, you know, as a fan, it's what you want to hear and something that you want to believe. And it's Julius Randle telling his story about him wanting to be a Knick all the way from back early on in his career when he first played in Madison Square Garden.
I think since like my second year in the league, I think it was my first time playing in MSG, and just that feeling of playing in MSG, the excitement, I had no clue what to expect or really knew what I was walking into, and you know, that feeling has always like kind of like stuck with me, and I always wanted to, you know, if I ever had a chance to play in New York, I always told my family, I always told my wife, my friends, if I ever had a chance to play for the Knicks, that, you know, this would definitely be a no-brainer for me. So,
and well, what's dope about that is he's here. And the other big thing that he said that I really enjoyed was his take on being the leader now, taking on that leadership role for the team, knowing that he's going to be going into the season as the guy possibly, and his thoughts on taking that on. I loved what he said. It was beautifully put, and I couldn't ask for anything better from how he said it.
you know, it's not about being a leader and saying you do this, you do that. It's going out there and guys can look at you and go on the court and say, you know, he's leading by example, he's doing what he's saying or whatever it is. And that's how I embrace it. And I also embrace it just by, like I said, I want to make everybody better. You know, it's not about me. It's not about, you know, the next guy or the next guy. It's about us as a team.
He also dropped a tidbit about Kevin Knox being 6'10". Now, that could either be just an approximation, just saying, you know, he's a big guy, he's a big, small forward kind of thing. But a lot of people, like, jumped on, they're like, huh? Kevin Knox is 6'10" now, but we're gonna get back into that later on when Kevin Knox came to the microphone. So then once he left, Marcus Morris came up, sat down right next to him, and he started answering questions. And the theme about Marcus Morris was the whole dog mentality. Every question around it had something to do with about him bringing the dog. Okay, do you have to be a dog your entire life? Can you be a puppy and then turn into a dog? Now at first he was like, nah.
Born a dog. Born. Gotta be in you.
But then he did say, man, I mean, if you're around enough dogs, you know, it might rub off on you.
I take that back. If you be around a bunch of dogs, it'll rub off on you.
This is where the legend of the media day was born.
Marcus, ice baths are a big part of NBA culture. Do you believe in them? And can you tell me the story the first time you got on one?
Ice baths?
Yeah.
It is a man that is yet to be identified, but right now he is being known as the ice tub guy, because from what I remember, where it first clicked on me was when he asked Marcus Morris about the ice tub and how he feels about ice tub and how important it is to him, and you can even see it through him. I'll be like, you like the ice tub? So there was that. Then the Rook came on to the stand next. RJ Barrett came up, and literally what I was expecting. I even put it in the chat because I was watching the live stream. Shout out to you guys that are in the live stream as well. We were watching live stream over on the New York Knicks page. I even said it in the chat. I wasn't expecting anything really different to come out of RJ Barrett's mouth. I know you could tell from, you know, his media press tour after Summer League that, like, he's just over talking to media and talking to us about, you know, things that he wants to get on the court. He wants to go out on the court, learn, improve, turn into the player that he knows he can be, the player that we want to see him become. And he straight up said that at the end of his press conference.
I'm looking forward to playing basketball. That's it. Like, you know, all the media stuff and everything, it doesn't really happen without, you know, playing the game. So I'm just looking forward to just playing the game that I love.
All his answers were short. He said that he's not really worried about pressure. He's not putting that pressure on himself. The only pressure he's going to put on himself is to continue to improve his game and be a player that he knows that he can be. And there's going to be bumps along the way. And as a rookie, especially the third overall pick, when there's a lot of lights are going to be on you, a lot of people are going to be paying attention to you, that is the mindset you want to have. You want to have the mindset like, you know what? I'm gonna mess up. This is gonna be a year where I'm gonna be making mistakes, but I want to make sure I learn from mistakes rather than just continue to beat myself in the head with these mistakes. We even saw a sample size of that in the Summer League. He did not have the greatest first games, and then he ended off the Summer League as the best looking player, not just rookie, best looking player in the entire Summer League, which was great. And I'm looking forward to seeing that transpire into actual gameplay. And yes, RJ Barrett was not safe. He was also asked the question about the ice bath.
Do you take ice baths? And if said, do you remember the first time you felt emotionally and then hang the butt to get in that cold water?
Definitely take an ice bath every day.
And pretty much Alfred Payton and Dennis Smith Jr.'s interview went the same, because Dennis Smith Jr. came up right after Alfred Payton. They were both talking about the starting roles, and both of them pretty much had the same testament. They both were talking about how, of course, they want to start, but it's whatever Fizdale wants to do. What they want to do is make sure that they go out there and they put the best effort forward to either make them starters or be there to help the team play. Now, this was the common theme of the night. My prayers are that it holds up when the season is midway through the season and say we're not doing the hottest, that these players they're talking about is team first, myself second kind of thing, that holds true. But that was the sentiment that both Alfred Payton and Dennis Smith Jr. were holding up to.
It's a nice suit. I don't know if I don't think I ever seen you that fresh. Fresh, you sharp as a tack right now.
And the streak continued because Alfred Payton also was asked about the ice bath.
I feel cold.
My favorite thing is all the reactions after the dude asked, like, what, you talking about the ice bath? Like, yeah, I use that. But unfortunately, Dennis Smith Jr. got away scot-free without being asked the ice bath question. And then third up was a bit of Bobby Portis by himself until the point where they brought in Taj Gibson early, so they were both able to answer a lot of questions. And to me, of all the interviews, probably Taj Gibson, his was probably my favorite one to listen to, because a lot of people are questioning the signing. I have questioned it, but for different reasons. My thing was, I just didn't like how early we decided to commit to Taj Gibson for how much we signed him for. I have no objection on him being on the team. I'm glad he's on the team. I've said this in videos before as well. But hearing what he said in his interviews really spoke to me. It really made me happy as that he's going to be the vet for our team, because I feel like he's going to fill that role very well. He was saying a lot of the right things, and you believe it. You know, it's one of those things where he's been in the league for as long as he's been in. And everywhere he's gone, it's like he's practiced that model that he talked about in the media day for in his interview. So I loved it. I was all about it, and I was a fan of it.
The first thing that most guys talk about in the off season before I came here was that this city will love you if you go out and just play hard and do whatever you can do for just 5 minutes. You can just become a special person in this city, and that's kind of things that can translate in a positive aspect for the kids and for the guys, younger guys on the team.
And I love that, man, because it was one of those things where it's like they're taking it personal. They're looking forward to coming here and changing the narrative on the Knicks. And whether that means that we're a playoff team or not, if it means that, you know, we become a team where other teams come through, and if they beat us, but it's not an easy win kind of situation. To me, that's a win in my book as a solid season going into next year as we continue to do this rebuild. So that was the common theme of everybody. But before I end it, you know, I got to talk about my boy Kevin Knox. Kevin Knox came up there and everybody was thrown aback by seeing how in shape Kevin Knox was. I'm gonna say in shape because in his words, he didn't put on any weight. It looked like he put on at least 30-something pounds, but in his words, he only put on about 4 or 5 pounds. But he I want to say shaped his body, but no, his muscles are more defined and whatnot. Now, outside of Taj Gibson, I know, you know, you guys are gonna say, oh, of course you said that because that's your favorite player on the Knicks. Now, true, be that as it may, Kevin Knox is him and RJ Barrett probably my favorite players on the Knicks that I'm gonna be paying attention to. But outside of Taj Gibson, I really love what Kevin Knox had to say on the stand for a different reason. Now, Kevin Knox is a to himself kind of guy, so when he talks to me and everything, you know, this is the way he talks, so he says things like this, and, you know, it really doesn't sound very entertaining, but, you know, I'm giving you the information that you want to hear, and, you know, everything I'm doing it's very fun. Like, we're having a good time, and, you know, we're learning, and basketball is something that, you know, he talks like that, so it's not really entertaining, but the things that he's saying are things that you want to hear, things that you want to believe. And the biggest thing that he came out there and said was all of his flaws, all of his faults, everything that he needed to improve. He's well aware of it. Like, it's one thing to say, like, I know I did this and that. My man nailed everything he said. He said that he needed to improve his strength so he can be doing more stuff in the paint. His defense, they've been working out around the clock. And it's for somebody that we know had some great offensive nights. He even was improving his catch and shoot ability, because if you have guys like Alfred Payton, RJ Barrett, and even Frank Ntilikina, they're going to be looking to get him the ball, and he's making those knockdown shots when he's given the opportunity. And it's just one of those things where it's just, you heard the right things from a young kid playing 1 year in the league and is only 20 years old and ready to make that next step. So I really enjoyed those things that were said. Unfortunately, our boy, the ice the Ice Tub guy was either already escorted out of the building or just didn't feel like asking Kevin Knox the question. But it wasn't asked that game or for Kevin Knox. Media day was a hit. It was nice. It was dope to see. Unfortunately, we didn't get to hear things from like Alonzo Trier, Frank Ntilikina. Like I was expecting to hear something from at least Frank Ntilikina because he just came off of FIBA, so I feel like he would have been a talking point. I mean, the questions were asked from RJ Barrett got asked Frank Ntilikina questions. Elfrid Payton and Dennis Smith Jr. got asked Frank Ntilikina questions. Kevin Knox got asked Frank Ntilikina questions. Juju got, like, everyone, even the front office, like everyone was asked Frank Ntilikina questions. So I thought Frank Ntilikina would have been a perfect person to put up on the stand and interview him, but he didn't go up there. But we saw him chefing it up in some pictures. I'm sure it's going to be in a segment at some point in the season. But it was a dope media day. Look, I didn't come in there expecting big things. I mean, it's media day. People are going to answer questions how they want to answer them. It's nothing too crazy. But I'm just excited for training camp to begin officially. Our first preseason game is on Monday. A lot of fun things. What were you guys looking forward to? What did you guys hear that you guys really enjoyed? What is something that you did not hear that you were upset about? Let me know all your thoughts about that in the comments below. It has been your boy CK. We're going to be back with another video on Thursday. Comments in the video will be back, but this video went long enough. I don't want to drag it out anymore, but we're going to be bringing back the comments and video, especially after media day. I want to hear what you guys have to say about what you thought about media day. We're going to talk about those in the next video. It's me, your boy CK. You know the deal. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, do all the things. Merch in the description below. Discord, description below. All the things, description below. Everything in the description that you need to see. It's all down there. It's been your boy CK. I'm going to catch you guys in the next video. I'm out of here. Let's get it.
Feeling like I won the lotto. Always taking trips with a new chick, asking where the time goes. And I